In this lesson, we're going to continue learning on how to solve equations. This morning, we're going to work on solving multi-step equations. So to solve a multi-step equation, sometimes you have to simplify the equation first by either combining the like terms, okay, so combining all the variables and all the constants, or by using the distributive property, and we'll talk about the distributive property here in a minute. So this very first example I've got here is one where we have it's a big long string of numbers and variables. So, but the process is still the same. The first step is to draw a line down through the equal sign, and then we're going to combine the 8x and the 3x because those are like terms. 8x and 3x is 11x, all right? And then we're going to combine the constants. So that's a plus 3 and a minus 2, or not, plus 6 and a minus 2. And when we do that, we have 6 minus 2 is a positive 4, and then that's equal to 37 over on the right-hand side of the line. And then at this point, we just continue to solve like we were solving in the last lesson where we have a two-step equation. So we're going to subtract the 4 first, all right, because we have just a constant number of 37 over on the right-hand side. The 4's cancel out because they add up to 0. We're left with 11x is equal to 37 minus 4 is 33, and then we divide by 11, and the 11's cancel out. 11 divided by 11 is 1. 1 times x is just simply x is equal to 3. All right? Next equation. Now, the next equation is one of those where we have to use the distributive property because you notice here we have 4 times x minus 6 inside parentheses. All right, so to do that, we'd say 4 times x, which is 4x, minus 4 times 6, which is 24, plus the 7, because the 7 isn't inside the parentheses, we just bring it down, is equal to 11. We go to solve the equation, draw the line down through the equal sign. Here, the only like terms we have is the constants of the 24 and the 7. Now, notice here that the 24 is a negative 24 or a minus 24. So we say minus 24. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and bring that 4x down, okay? And the minus 24 plus 7 is minus 17 is equal to 11. All right, so the opposite of subtracting 17 is adding 17. All right, the 17's cancel out because they add up to 0. We're left with 4x is equal to 28 divided by 4. Once again, the 4's cancel out, and x is equal to 7. All right. The next one here is one where we don't have the distributive property because we don't have any parentheses. So we combine the 9x plus the 4x, all right, because they're both positive. 9x and 4x is 13x, all right. We have the 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 is 3 plus 3. Draw the line down through the equal sign is 42. We subtract the 3. 3's cancel out. 13x is equal to 39 divided by 13. And x is equal to 3. All right? X is equal to 3. Now, sometimes equations contain fractions. And if they contain fractions, one easy way to eliminate the fractions is to multiply both sides of the equation by the least common multiple of the denominator in the fractions. So this step results in an equation without fractions, and because it cancels out the denominators, okay? And just as a reminder, the least common multiple is the smallest number that is a multiple of each of the denominators. All right, so let's do several problems like that. So here, well, this is easy because the denominator is 4 on all three of the terms here. So the easy thing to do here is we're going to say 4 times each of the terms. So 4 times 3n divided by 4 plus 4 times 5 over 4 is equal to 4 times negative 1/4. And you notice that I multiplied 4 times each one. And just for to show you what we're doing here, we're going to say that's the same thing as 4 over 1, 4 over 1, and 4 over 1. So the 4 is in the numerator, all right? 4 is in the numerator that we multiply by, and the other 4 in the original problem is in the denominator. So this, the 4's actually cancel out, and we're left with 3n plus, these 4's cancel out, we're left with 5 is equal to, and notice the negative here, so that's a negative 1. All right, so now we just solve it like we've been solving. So we're going to subtract 5, subtract 5. So 3n is equal to negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6 divided by 3. The 3's cancel out. N is equal to negative 2. All right. Unfortunately, most of the time, the denominators don't end up being the same. In this equation, we notice we have a denominator of 9 and a denominator of 3. So if we find the multiples of 9 and the multiples of 3, well, 9 times 1 is 9. Okay, so we stop right there. All right, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So we see here 9 is the least common multiple of both 3 and 9. All right. So that means that we're going to multiply each of the equations by 9. So we're going to say 9 times 5x over 9, or 5x divided by 9, plus 9 times x divided by 3. And we could have, I was looking to see if we could have combined the like terms. We will combine the like terms in a minute, but we can't. We have to get the common denominator first, okay? Minus 9 times 13 over 9, or divided by 9, is equal to 9 times 1/3. And notice here that we multiplied 9 times each one of these terms, here, 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 and here. Each one of them. Well, so these are easy. If they're the same up on the 9 on top and the 9 on bottom, cancel out. We're left with a 5x, okay? Plus, now there's two ways we can look at this. We can either say this is 9 divided by 3, which is the way that I normally would look at it, okay? So 9 divided by 3, well, 3 goes into 9 3 times, okay? So that becomes a 3x, all right? minus, once again, the 9 on top and the 9 on bottom, which actually, that's just a 1. 9 divided by 9 is just 1. So 1 times 13 is 13, is equal to, and here again we have a 9 and a 3. 9 divided by 3, the 3 cancel out, and the 9 becomes a 3. And 3 times 1 is 3. All right? Now we combine our like terms. 5x and 3x is 8x minus 13 is equal to 3. We add the 13 to both sides. We end up with 8x is equal to 16 divided by 8, and x is equal to 2. All right? Let's do another one like that, okay? Except in this case, we actually have 3 numbers that are 3 different numbers that we have as a denominator. All right, so once again, and when we do something like this, we can say 2, 3, and 9. Okay, and the way that I do this is I start with the big one and do it 9 times 1, which is 9. Okay, and then I do go with a smaller one until we get up to above a 9, and then I go up to the next one. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so now a 9 and a 9. So we stop there. Okay, and if you know your multiplication tables, you're going to know what the least common multiple is of 2, 3, and 9. But 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, so now we're above the 9. So let's go back over here to the 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Okay, let's go with the 3s. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so we had seen here, that went crooked. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 1 is 9. Okay, we had done that, but then it went up for here. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18. And well, that's the same thing as this 18 here and this 18 here. So let's go back over here to the 2's again. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 is 18. So we notice here that the least common multiple of all 3 of these is 18. All right? So that means we're going to multiply everything by 18. Okay, so we're going to say 18 times 7x divided by 9 plus 18 times x divided by 2 minus 18, 17 divided by 9 is equal to 18 and 2/3. Okay? All right. So so you notice here, none of these are going to cancel out exactly evenly. So 18 divided by 9 is 2. 2 times 7x is 14x. 18 divided by 2 is 9 times x is 9x minus 18 divided by 9 is 2 times 17, which is 34, is equal to 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay, we notice that right here. Okay, 6 times 2 is 12. All right. So now that we're there, we collect our like terms, draw our equal sign, collect our like terms. 14 and 9 is 23x minus 34 is equal to 12. Add the 34 because we're subtracting originally. And we end up with 23x is equal to 46. Then we divide by 23. And we notice that 23 goes into 46 2 times. So x is equal to 2. All right, so that is it for this lesson. And if you have any questions about it, please be sure to ask. And we'll talk to you all next time.